I've already filmed this video once at the beginning of January and it did not go so well. So we're going to redo it today. It is February 19th, okay? And I've already read some of the books that I'm going to mention today, but that's okay. But today we are going to be going over my Self-Destruct TBR and my 25 and 2025 TBR. So basically, if you don't know, Self-Destruct TBRs are typically a list of books. I'm going to do 12 that need to be read in a certain period of time. Otherwise, you have to unhaul them without reading them because they've been sitting on your TBR for so long. And then the 25 and 2025 are the 25 books that I decided I wanted to read in 2025. I didn't do good on my 24 and 2024 list, and so I'm hoping that I can kind of redeem myself this year. So let's jump on into that. I guess let's start with my 25 and 2025 TBR. I will go ahead and put, if there's about half the list are books that are coming out this year and haven't come out quite yet. So when those come up, I will go ahead and put them on the screen with the date of their release, or at least their expected day of release. Let's get started. So we can go ahead and talk about the book that I've already read, which is The Striker by Anna Huang. It's back there next to my other Anna Huang books. I don't feel like getting it, but I read that. I just finished it a couple of days ago. It was good. I gave it 3 stars. Not my favorite Anna Huang, and I was kind of disappointed because it's a soccer book, and soccer is my favorite sport. So we don't need to get into it. But so then we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This came out just a few weeks ago, I think. This is an amazing first edition. I love this so much. And I think I'm going to love this book. Cannot wait to get into it. So many good books, or what I hope to be good books, are coming out this year. This one is a backlist. So this is Sweet Bitter by Stephanie Danler. This book is a lit fic. I think it's about a 20-something girl who's like super messy and she works in the service industry, and like I get that. But it's supposed to be a really good time or a good discussion. And in the description it says Stephanie Danler intimately defines the crucial transition from girl to woman, from living in a place that feels like nowhere to living in a place that feels like the center of the universe. That sounds fun. I can't remember who was first, but I've seen a couple of people talk about this. So I've seen Flo and Jamie, and then I saw Emma. Emma doesn't have a channel anymore, but I'll link it down below. It's Drinking by my shelf. Her videos are so fun. So I'm excited for this. It's just a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I've wanted to read it for so long. So, and then we have The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. I've seen quite a few people talk about this. The back of this book is absolutely stunning. I remember Meg read this a while ago, and I like Meg. So this is a witchy, occulty, secret society type book. I don't really know much more about that. I just know that I like witchy books, so it'll be fun. And then I have A Million Junes by Emily Henry, who is one of my favorite authors, and this was one of her less popular books, like before she got really, really popular. I don't know too much about this. I don't even know what genre this really classifies as. but I think it could be a really fun time. But yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about it. But this cover is really fun. It's like imitating fire, kind of. So that's cool. And then I have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've only read Daisy Jones and the Six and Seven Husbands before by her. I think eventually I'd like to try her entire backlist, but this was the next like more popular book that I really wanted to get to, so I think this could be a really fun book for the summer especially. But basically it's set in 1983 and Nina throws a house party and the house ends up in flames. That's all I know about it. That's all I want to know about it, and I can't wait for that. And then I have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is a Greek god retelling, Greek myth retelling. It's about Achilles and his relationship with Patroclus. I never remember how to say his name, but it's their relationship, and it's really sad. And then my one nonfiction is Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. I think it's Mickey Kendall. And this is notes from the women that a movement forgot. So it is told in little kind of short essays that kind of go into different areas within feminism that don't get brought up. They're not talked about frequently. I think it's going to be a really good read, a really hard read, and I am interested to see what people are saying. Next, I have another historical fiction, which is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Marian Schaefer and Annie Barrows. I saw the movie of this years ago and immediately added the book to my TBR because I didn't know that it was based off of a book until I watched the movie. And I think this will be really good. It's set during World War II. It's an epistolary novel. And yeah, it's a short read, so hopefully I can get to it soon because I think it's going to be good. Next, I have The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This thing is huge. I mean, I say that it's only 800 pages and some change, maybe, which is still a really big book, but I've read bigger, and I know that I can read a book this big, so the size shouldn't intimidate me anymore. One of my best friends, Danielle, gave it to me for my birthday a few years ago and really wants me to read it, so I should just read it. And then I have Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is a YA contemporary, and it's about two girls who are best friends, and one of them, I think, goes missing or leaves town for a long period of time and leaves her other best friend, who's like really like reserved, a bucket list, and it's about that friend going through that bucket list. I think it'll be a fun time. And then I have Loveless by Alice Oseman. This is about Georgia, who thinks she might fall on the asexual, aromantic scale, and it's kind of just her story figuring that out, what that looks like, what that means for her. And yeah, this is one of two Alice Oseman books that I've never read, so I'm happy that I have more things by her to read. Then I have Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I think this has been classified as both romance and lit fic, but from what I've heard, it falls more lit fic. So there is, I think, a love triangle, but it deals really heavily in grief. So that's why I think, I mean, not that romance can't be emotional. My favorite romances are very emotional. I've seen multiple people talk about that book. And We have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This first edition is just absolutely stunning. Um, this is the third book in the Empyrean series, which I'm very excited to read. I am just a little scared, right? So I'm just scared. But everybody, from what I've seen, I think most people are liking this book a lot, this installment of the series. So hopefully I enjoy it as well. I think I want to reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame before I get into this, so we'll see when I end up actually getting to it. And then, oh, I'm so excited for this book. We have out, I always want to say Out on a Limb. It's Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I've given all of her full-length novels 5 stars, and I enjoyed her Christmas novella. So, anyway, this is about Sarah and Caleb, who are high school sweethearts, and they're kind of going through a rough patch. So they go on this wilderness retreat to kind of repair their relationship and make it work for them. And I cannot wait. So excited. Okay, so that is, I think, all of the books that I own. Oh, no, it is not. So sorry, I'm looking at my list. I am currently in the middle of Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is also on my 25 and 2025. I'm almost done with it. I'm somewhere in that last section. I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm liking it even more than Wild Love, and I liked Wild Love by all means. So it's really exciting. And then also Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. That's also on my list. Also on my February TBR is The Diviners by Liva Bray. This is set in New York in the 1920s, and it deals with the occult. And that's really all I know about it, really all I want to know about it. But I've had this book for forever. So hopefully I get to it. And then the ones that are set to come out this year, Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I have read her other 2 books, really loved them, and I cannot wait for this one. This one, I believe, is her step into romanticy. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how she goes about that and navigating, changing genres just slightly. And then we have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. This is the 5th book in the Windy City series, and I'm so excited for it. We've seen our male main character throughout the other books watching his friends find love, and this is his chance to finally find love, and I'm so excited. And then we have King of Envy by Anna Huang. This is also the 5th book in her Kings of Sin series, and I've had very differing opinions throughout the entire first 4 books. I think they've all had a different rating, but I've enjoyed them for the most part. And then we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'm so excited for a new Emily. I I'm so I think this is going to be so good. So it sounds a little bit like Beach Read, but very different at the same time. So we have 2 writers, and that's all I really care to know. Which sounds so silly, but where there's 2 writers, and I think they're competing for something, maybe, potentially. I need to read the synopsis again, but either way, very excited for that. And then I have The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. Love her. And this is the 3rd? Yeah, the 3rd in her Campus Diaries series, which I've really enjoyed the first 2 books, so I think this 3rd one will be really fun. I think it's supposed to be more spicy than anything she's ever written, just based off of who the 2 male characters are. So, yeah, but I think it'll be fun. And then I have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This just came out, but I don't own it physically yet. And this is, I think, loosely based on Sleepless in Seattle. So I think it could be really fun. And then, last but not least for this list, we have Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the fifth book to come out in the Hunger Games series. And this is going to be Haymitch's story. I wanted a Haymitch story since I was 12 years old. So I cannot wait for this. And then the movie, so happy, so excited. Okay, so those are my 25 and 2025. Already read one, in the middle of another. Have a few more on my February TBR. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not anywhere near where we should be, but that's okay. We can get there. We take a look at my self-destruct list. I've already read one. I have 12. Read one. And we have a few repeats. Okay, so the Diviners is on this list, and it's on my 25. So hopefully I can get this one done, right? Like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to. And the last repeat is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Already went over it. Don't need to go over it again. So those are the two repeats. And then one book that I've already read is Pride by E.B. Zoboy. I really liked it. I gave it 3 stars. I think part of its downfall for me was I don't like poetry or song lyrics in books. Like, that's not why I'm picking up the book. I understand when it's part of a storytelling element, which for Pride that's part of what it was, which in that aspect I thought it was great. I thought it was really well done. But it always takes me a little bit out of the story, right? So like Wild Eyes, I'm really enjoying Wild Eyes, but there were song lyrics, and so it took me out of the story just a little bit. Even when they're not bad, it just takes me out of the story. Anyway, I really liked Pride. It was really good. And then I have Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This is about Simon, who is gay, and I believe he is outed. And it's just his story with dealing with that and kind of focusing on himself and growing as a person. And I've heard only good things. Then I have The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta, which it's a novel in verse. And it's about Michael, who is always kind of living on the outside and doesn't fully act himself like himself. And then he finds drag and really becomes more confident and happy. And yeah, it's just his story, and I cannot wait to get into this. I don't know. This will be my first novel in verse, so I'll see how I like that. I'm hoping I really like it because I'm so excited for this story. And then I have The Opposite of Always. Just kidding. It's Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. And this is about, what are their names? Jack and Kate. They meet, form a relationship, and then she dies. And then he wakes up and meets her again, I think. Or it's the morning that she dies. I'm not sure. But either way, that concept sounds really interesting to me. I always say that I have hit or miss feelings towards time loops. I think it's just because I don't like Groundhog's Day, the movie, but I've enjoyed it in books previously, so we'll see. I think this could be really good, but it is YA, I think. A lot of these books that I've had for a while are YA, and it's because when I first started watching BookTube, I became like really invested in Haley and Bookland's videos, and I still am. That woman is so fun, and like I love all of her videos. She's taking a break from YouTube right now. She has a lot of personal stuff going on, but you should go check out her hobby videos, her reading videos, everything. Like, she is so talented. And I picked up a lot of these books because of her. And then we have When You Were Everything by Ashley Woodfolk. It says up at the top, it says sometimes best friends aren't forever. This is a friendship breakup story. I'm really interested in reading it. I think those, if they're done really well, are so impactful. They make me really sad. So I haven't picked it up. And then I have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I think this has really good, I can't remember if it's OCD or if it's anxiety representation, but it's very well done from what I've heard. And I think it'll be interesting to see what John Green's writing is like when he's not writing a YA romance. I've liked some of his other books. The cat is being fed. And then I have Dear Haiti, Love Elaine by Meika Muli and Maritza Muli. This is about a girl who she's going through a rough time and she needs to take a step back. So she is sent to live with some family members in Haiti, and she kind of goes back to her roots and spends time with her family in Haiti, and it's just kind of her coming back to herself, I think. And I'm pretty excited about this. For a moment, I thought it was about sisters, but I don't know for sure. And I feel like maybe I've made that up because I don't think the back says anything about sisters. But we'll see. I've read books with Haitian characters, but never set in Haiti. So that could be really, really cool. Next, we have Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. I saw Chloe talk about this, I think, a few years ago. And I've read Permanent Record. No, not This is Permanent Record. I've read Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, and I enjoyed it. It's a YA romance. I mean, they're like older YA, so. But anyway, this one, I believe, is between a college dropout and I think a pop star. So it'd be fun. And then I have Call Me By Your Name by Andre Osman. This is on my February TBR, but we'll see if I get to it. I might not. I'm not sure. And one of my best friends, Mariah, has wanted me to read this book for so long. So hopefully I can get to it soon. I know she would be absolutely thrilled if I did. But this is about two boys who fall in love in the Italian Riviera. So it could be fun. And then last but not least, we have Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. This is a book about Felix, who's just transitioned and was bullied at his old school and has now moved to a new school where nobody knows him, nobody knows his history, and it's just about him trying to figure out life. And then he sadly is blackmailed, and people are using his dead name and threatening all of these kinds of things. And it's just his story trying to find love for himself and others, and I think it'll be really, really powerful. And I hope it's well done. I think Case and Calendar has written other things, and I think if I like this, I might read their other works. But we'll see. All right, so those are my 25 in 2025 and my Self-Destruct TBR. I just wanted to combine those two TBRs because they are my yearly TBRs, and I think it's just fun that now you get to know all of the books that I'd like to read in 2025. Do you have either of these lists? Because if you do, please tell me down below because I'd love to know what they are. I think TBRs are so fun, but I also just love hearing what everybody else is reading or wanting to read, so I would love to chat with you. I feel like I've been talking for forever. 31 minutes. Okay. If you've made it this far, please comment down below the white heart emoji. That's the heart that I've been using. I don't know what I'm doing. I always go through these like color phases with hearts. So I think last month or the month before that it was brown, and then before that it was black, and then before that it's just, it always changes, right? But it's like monthly or bi-monthly. It's so silly. But lately it's been the white heart. Um, so yeah, drop that in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. I'm trying to put out more videos, more vlogs. Vlogging is hard. I never realized how hard it is, but it's hard. Hopefully, I'll have a vlog out soon that is reading just random romance books off my shelf. So we'll see if I'm able to get that done soon. But yeah, have a good day. Bye.